If
I
there is
apologize.
one area I'm concerned about here in the spring for the football team, what is it?
I'm gonna say secondary, and it's
Mhm.
not. It's
TJ, we're on the same wavelength. That's what I was gonna say.
well, and I'll back it up when I say that, and it's because I think last year they played with a couple guys out of position, and then they
And I
started
think
rotating guys consistently. Like Ross should
honestly,
not be a safety. He
well,
shouldn't be playing that inside nickel. I think he is a lockdown corner. They brought
yeah.
in 4 or 5 different safeties that I think they can
We
play
also
back.
talked about I think losing Ross hurt a lot too.
Oh my
No, for
God.
sure.
It was
For
like the
sure.
third, Arkansas State. What was it? The fourth game of the year?
Yeah.
Like third
Second,
game
yeah,
of the year?
it was early.
No. I don't know. Considering you lost a couple pretty key pieces, obviously both your starting safeties are gone. Simeon Blair, obviously off, graduated, can't play anymore. Losing Cam Smith to TCU or State? No, it's TCU to TCU. Um, 2 starting safeties gone, and if they're going to move Ross back to corner as opposed to playing that hybrid nickel position, then you got to fill a void there. And we saw some flashes with DJ Bell last year. You saw late in the year,
Then
Tyron
he
Taylor getting a
disappeared.
lot of snaps. Yeah, Bell definitely disappeared. Now I think there were some injuries there, but then they bring in guys. There's a guy from where did Blake Watson play? Why can't I remember the name of that school? Old Dominion. There's a guy
Old
from Old
Dominion.
Dominion that came in. Yeah, there's a couple of guys that had come in the secondary that I'm not exactly sure what they're
Yeah,
going
they
to
got
play. Are they
PJ
going to be a
Lucas from
corner?
Indiana. No, that's
Yeah, the
DL.
dude's like, yeah,
Dennis
he's
from
a D lineman.
Elon.
He's like 350
Jaden
pounds. I'm
Dennis.
excited about that guy.
Cortland Marsh from Sanford, who
Marsh.
Noah says reminds me a lot personality-wise of Quindell Johnson. Always positive, always here for it, encouraging teammates,
Wow.
always working with a smile on his face. Shown some leadership. Really excited to get him out there.
I mean, let's not
You get-
forget you still have Diego Brumfield, you still have Andarius Coffey, you still bring back. I mean, you bring back. I mean, Julian Barnett still got time, right? Like, are these
There will
guys?
be depth there.
There's going to be a ton of depth. The question is who's going to rise to the top, right? Like, will they be?
Yeah.
But I think getting Davion Ross back and him being healthy is going to be massive for the secondary.
And to
Sure.
TJ's point, playing him where he probably is best suited, which is lockdown corner.
So then who start coming out of the spring? Who do you think you're going to be your starting corners?
Jeez.
You think it's going to be Brumfield and Davion?
I think it'll be Ross and probably Brumfield. I don't know. I mean,
I thought Tyron Taylor looked good though.
he did look good, but
athletic.
I'm curious if he is better suited for that nickel position because he is longer.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could also see them wanting someone who's a little thicker and is able to make those surefire tackles in there, right? Because that's still a guy who has run support duties at times and sealing edges.
TJ.
So
with Javonte and Chandler at the second level, nobody's getting to the secondary to be tackled.
You've basically got a quasi safety up close to the line of scrimmage with Chandler. He can run that fast. Like, dude, come on.
I mean, if somebody's getting past the second level, it's Chandler's out of the game.
There's questions around the Indiana guy, Jordan Greer, if he's going to be a corner, if he's going to be a safety. Obviously, that's going to change some stuff there as well, depending on where he ends up. But we'll see. We still got plenty of time before we get there.
Yeah, we got just over 3 weeks from the spring game.
So who are your safeties? Who are your starting safeties then? Do you think?
I think it's Ruben and
I don't think it is Ruben. I don't know.
You don't think it is?
I mean, he is an easy one to pencil in, just because there's familiarity with the staff there, right?
He'd be a 4-year starter. Yeah.
Yeah, you know that what you're going to get from him, right? I don't want to not mention one of the transfers. I'm confident one of them came here with the intention of starting, right? And who is it? Is it their Rael guy? Is it Greer? I don't know. Right. Is it Watts? There was another DB that came in. There's just so many names that have come in, and I guarantee they all came in and said, hey, we're ready to work. And one of them's obviously going to pull out. Like, I don't think it's going to be guys we had last year, but I've still said Julian Barnett needs to be moved to safety, and I think that fixes an issue for us. But
That's what I was about to ask, if you thought maybe Julian gets thrown back there.
I mean, Julian would be a good candidate for that spot that Ross was in before he got hurt. Same with before Coffee got moved there.
Wasn't it
Cameron
the
Miller?
star position? Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that little hybrid safety nickel position, right?
Yeah.
Coffee played it last year. I think Cam Miller's a good fit for it. Jalen Johnson, the guy who transferred in from Ohio State last year, he's a little thicker, not exactly the best in coverage, not as fast as probably as you want him to be. Obviously, on his second year in the program, he probably could have improved a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see how that works out.
Well,
it's early. It's so early.
6'1", 211, Jalen Johnson. That's a big kid. It's big.
Yeah, he's thick. He's essentially a linebacker playing secondary sometimes.